Welcome to MindMaze channel. We have the biggest news story in the world today. The war between Ukraine and Russia is facing a sudden end, but it is not a happy ending. The US President Donald Trump has given Ukraine a list of demands to stop the war, or they might stop helping them. The problem, most especially, Ukraine's friends is saying that this plan is not peace. It is just asking Ukraine to give up to Russia. Let's break down this impossible choice.
What exactly does the US peace plan demand from Ukraine? They are being asked to hand over three main things. The first one, land forever. Ukraine must officially accept that all the land Russia has taken since the war started, and even before, like Crimea, now belongs to Russia forever. Simply put, Ukraine loses a huge chunk of its country. The second, small army, no friends. Ukraine must cut its military to a very small size. They must also promise never to join NATO, the strong Western club that will protect them if Russia attacks again. Simply put, Ukraine has to stay weak and alone. The third, no justice. The deal includes a point that means no one will be punished for the bad things like war crimes they did during the fighting. The war ends, but the past is forgotten. In return, Ukraine gets a promise of some money for rebuilding, but that money comes with a massive price tag: their freedom and their land. This puts Ukraine leader, President Zelenskyy, in an awful spot. He has to choose between two terrible options. Choice A, say yes to the deal, the war stops and no more people die today, but he signs a huge piece of his country and keeps his nation weak. Choice B, say no to the deal, Ukraine stands for its land and its honor, but they risk making the US angry, and the US could stop sending the guns, food and money Ukraine needs to keep fighting. The choice is a direct threat: accept our peace or risk losing our help. Leaders in Europe, like in Germany, France and Britain, are all saying this is wrong. They were not asked about the plan, and they believe this deal rewards Russia for stealing land, which breaks all the rules of the world.
Well, I know that someone might be asking that why should this matter to us in Ghana and Africa? Then come no fun and commonio case, Alan common solve. Ana omo tom no monyo montokwabi na nkomoko. Na ke Ghana for and I say the Africans for the same way the kefe home. Well, I'm here to tell you that same way the fire hope that this matter revolves around us, in the sense that this is about a simple rule, and of course it is an international rule, and the international rule states that bigger countries cannot use force to steal from smaller countries. Enti nkro akese entimi nkoto nhye nkro nketoa so use force enje omonsa asin femfiri omonsem. Enti ehwe ye nua no Russia for any Ukraine for. Of course, Russia is a very powerful nation as compared to Ukraine. So when you go to Ukraine right now, Russians have been able to occupy some of their lands. So when you go to the Crimea region, Russians are the one occupying that place. Yeah. So the US President Donald Trump has brought out some list of demands that is asking the Ukrainians to follow, and one of them is saying that the lands that the Russians have been able to occupy from the Ukrainians, they should allow the Russians to keep it. And this is actually going against the international rule, and it is sending a notification, or it is sending an alert to our other powerful nation that, oh, so we can also do this and we'll be rewarded because Russia has been able to do it. So if they did it and they've been rewarded with lands, then why can't we also be able to do it? We can as well also be able to do it. So let me take Ghana as an example and the US as an example. And of course, we all know that US is a very powerful nation as compared to Ghana. So US able to map the twash so no much yensa say free omonsem. And I answer yantia say ebe wentwi ebe mentwe na afia be yentokwa. And this can actually lead to World War III. Yeah, so I mean, as same way there is a very critical issue, and that is why it has been a global issue. And of course, Donald Trump has given a deadline to this deal that by 27 November 2025, which is this coming Thursday, the Ukrainians are supposed to agree to the deal, or else and you'll be nekum entry. Bo siakun and ediniti akwaji achirema. Do you think that the US is right to put pressure on Ukraine to end the war, or they are setting the dangerous example for the world? Let me know your thoughts in the comment. And now, if you want to know the truth on global and Ghanaian news, subscribe now.